After walking through the true story of Whitey Bulger's journey and motives as an FBI informant, Black Mass highlights the legal repercussions he and others associated with him end up facing. Loosely based on Dick Lair and Gerard O'Neill's Black Mass, Whitey Bulger, the FBI, and A Devil's Deal, Black Mass is a biographical crime drama that begins in the year 1975 by introducing Johnny Depp as the real-life leader of the Winter Hill Gang, James Whitey Bulger. When the Angulo brothers gang challenges his supremacy, Whitey's longtime friend, FBI agent John Connolly, offers him a deal. Connolly, played by Joel Edgerton, asks him to become an informant for the FBI and help him take down the Angulo brothers organization. Although initially apprehensive, Bulger agrees to join forces with him. However, as the movie progresses, things take a grim turn when Whitey starts misusing the protection the FBI offers him and leverages it to rise from strength to strength in the criminal world. Connolly's consistent efforts to protect Whitey and Whitey's growing rap sheet eventually lead to a climactic ending in Black Mass, where everyone involved in the deal faces serious consequences. What happened to the real Whitey Bulger after Black Mass ending? The real Whitey Bulger was ultimately arrested. As Black Mass ending highlights, Whitey Bulger was warned that the FBI would make arrests around the Christmas season. Therefore, he left for Boston on December 23, 1994, with his common-law wife, Teresa Stanley. Bulger remained a fugitive in the years that followed and even ended up on the FBI's 10 most wanted fugitives list. Although he was cited multiple times, and the FBI even visited bookstores in Victoria, British Columbia, on Vancouver Island, with the hope of finding him, he remained at large for nearly 16 years. However, he was ultimately arrested on June 22, 2011, at the age of 81, after authorities received an anonymous tip from Anna Bjornsdottir, an Icelandic model and actress. To ensure he does not get away, the FBI used a ruse to get him out of his apartment. Once that was out of the way, they arrested him without incident. He was ultimately charged with money laundering, extortion, conspiracy to commit murder, and narcotics distribution. Apart from finding many fake IDs in his apartment, the FBI also discovered 30 firearms and over $800,000 in cash. When he was finally arraigned in federal court in July 2011, he pleaded not guilty to 48 charges. After a long trial, Bulger was ultimately sentenced to 2 terms of life imprisonment, along with 5 more years. In addition, assets worth $25.2 million were also ordered to be seized from him, and he had to pay $19.5 million in restitution. After being sent to Coleman II United States Penitentiary in Sumterville, Florida, he was moved to the Federal Transfer Center in Oklahoma City before finally being transferred to the Federal Penitentiary in West Virginia. Over the course of his sentence, Bulger's health gradually declined due to lack of exercise. A day after being sent to the Federal Transfer Center in Oklahoma City to the United States Penitentiary, Hazleton, in West Virginia, in October 2018, Bulger was found dead at the age of 89. According to reports, via New York Times, he was beaten to death by multiple inmates and was unrecognizable when the authorities found him. Every main character's fate in Black Mass ending explained. Nearly every character associated with Bulger faces legal consequences. As the textual epilogue in Black Mass ending reveals, Kevin Weeks, played by Jesse Plemons, was sentenced to 5 years in federal prison. Stephen, the rifleman, Flemmy, Rory Cochrane, got a life sentence, while Johnny Martorano, W. Earl Brown, was sentenced to 12 years in prison. Since John Morris was responsible for exposing Connolly and Whitey's relationship to the Boston Globe, he was granted immunity after he agreed to testify against Connolly.